Ooh, guess what? Freddie Roach says Manny Pacquiao is in talks with Triple G. Now, I had to take a moment to pause. Before I get into this video, do not forget tomorrow, Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be going live. And at the start of the live, I will have a debate kicking off. Now, again, if I win the debate, put ones. If he wins the debate, put twos. You will hear me live. I will respond to the chat. And after the debate is over, it shouldn't take too long. It will be an open panel because I do have a few questions and things I want to say. Now, furthermore, before getting into that, let me show y'all something. Guess who? Ooh, look at this. Heyman Boxing. Al Heyman came after me because I did a video on this. Danny Garcia, Lamont Peterson. Danny Garcia, Lamont Peterson. But check this out. The video's still there. So, I fought this and I beat him. See, that's the thing. They will claim you, but when you have money to take them to court over it, they let it go. That's just me to say out there to all the content creators. I know y'all get flagged a lot. I know a lot of videos get taken down because of BS copyright claims. But if you fight it, you might win it. Although if you lose it, they can take you to court. But in this case, Heyman chose to let it go. Now, furthermore, moving on to the topic of this video. Manny Pacquiao versus Triple G at middleweight, 160 pounds. What does this mean for Pacquiao? It means if he beats Triple G, that's a 9th division he will have won. 9 division titles. 9. Now, pushing that to the side, how do I look at this fight? I look at it much like Canelo versus Kovalev. You got Triple G, who didn't look good in his last fight, who every fight that's gone on, as he's gotten older, he's looking worse, and worse. He's looking more and more aged. I think for Triple G, the clock is ticking. I think he's in his last days of boxing. I think he's trying to take, the easiest, not super easy to where it's not competitive, but he's trying to fight the easiest competitive matches he can until his career ends. He might go out fighting Canelo for a third one. He might not even fight Canelo at all because he might not feel he has enough in the tank. Again, and not to get off of Pacquiao, but this is about Triple G and Pacquiao. In the first Canelo fight, I felt like Triple G won that hands down, no questions asked. And the second fight, I had it a draw. Push comes to shove. If I had to give it to somebody, I would have gave it to Triple G, but my opinion was it was a draw. However, I could tell the difference in between the first and second fight, that how Triple G is going downhill and Canelo's only going uphill. So I can guarantee you if Canelo Triple G happened for a third one, I would not be surprised if Canelo went as far as knocking Triple G out in the later, the later stretch of the fight, because I'm seeing Triple G age in real time. Like, it's accelerated and he's not looking as good. Now, what does this mean for Pacquiao? If you take away what I just said, if Pacquiao beats Triple G, there's two things that come from that. One, before Kell Brook went up to fight Triple G, there was people arguing that Kell Brook was the best welterweight. He was the man of the division. Forget Keith Thurman. Forget all the rest. Really, it was Kell Brook. That was the main man at welterweight. Kell Brook went up, got destroyed. Well, I shouldn't say destroyed. Kell Brook looked really good against Triple G till he got his orbital bone crushed. He was looking great, but then he got that devastating knockout, all right? Then Kell Brook came back down and fought Errol Spence Jr., and we know Errol Spence beat him the same way Triple G did. Again, Kell Brook looked really good out boxing Errol Spence until he got caught, got his other orbital bone broke, and put away. Now, there's those that argue that when Kell Brook came back down to welterweight, he looked weight drained. He didn't look good on the scale. He was lacking power. I'm not going to get into all that to bash Errol Spence's win, but it just did not look like the same Kell Brook. So the point of me saying this is, if Pacquiao moves up and beats Triple G, one, he beat Triple G at 160, although it may not be the same Triple G that fought Kell Brook, he still did something that a welterweight who was considered the welterweight of the division could not do. He beat the 160 monster in Triple G, right? The second thing it does, This goes back to the debate that or not debate, but the question that I posed on my video I put up about Pacquiao. Can a fighter who was beat by a fighter ever be considered better than the fighter that beat him? Here's the thing about it. Mayweather was on record several times saying he did not want to fight Triple G. He wasn't going to fight Triple G. The Triple G fight's not going to happen. He always pushed it to the side. So the second thing about this is not only is Pacquiao taking a challenge that Mayweather did not when Mayweather was primed, but now Pacquiao's not even primed anymore, and he's taking a challenge that Mayweather didn't take. And if he's successful in that challenge, then that's just another thing that he's got over Mayweather's head. So when you look at the actual facts about it, Pacquiao's got more divisions he's won. By this time, because Triple G is going to be a Hall of Famer 9 times out of 10 in the middleweight division, he might have more wins over Hall of Famers than Mayweather. And I'm thinking that if he hasn't already, he's coming close to beating just as many champions, whether they're current reigning or ex-champions, that Mayweather did. So he's coming up on everything that Mayweather did, but more. So again, that question comes back full circle in this video. Can you be better than a fighter who beat you if you never beat them, but you end up doing more than they did? Who's the better fighter? My question still, truly, I don't know the answer to. But for legacy, which I already have Pacquiao way ahead, I'm telling you, if he does this, if he goes up to 160 and beats Triple G, is going to do, I don't even know. I mean, all-time greats, you would have to put Pacquiao in the top 100 for sure. I mean, when I mean all-time greats, I mean all weight classes considered. So if you take all the weight classes, all the all-time greats, you definitely already right now have to put Pacquiao in the top 100. If he beats Triple G, I would definitely say he belongs in the top 50. But I mean, it could drop him even lower than that. And then the thing is, if he looks good beating Triple G and he comes back to welterweight and beats a Earl Spence, beats a Bud Crawford, then in my opinion, you got to put him in the top 5, hands down, all-time great. Not just welterweights, but all-time greats. Because I don't know if you could really consider Pacquiao an all-time great welterweight. Yes, that's where he's ended, but I don't know what weight class you would put him in because he's been in 8 different weight classes. Now, he spent the most time, I believe, in welterweight. So maybe that's where you would group him with all the welterweights of the past. But I don't know, because he's had so many divisions and now possibly going up to 160. I mean, I don't know. I don't know where you would place him. If I remember correctly, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Pacquiao won his first belt at 112 pounds. And I know he's won all the way up to 154. So where do you place him? Again, he spent the most time in welterweight, but he started at 112. And he went all the way up to 154. And now with this fight possibly looming, 160. And then if he looks good, like I said, he can come back down and try to beat a Bud Crawford, try to beat a Earl Spence. Because I can put it like this. Regardless of where you think Triple G is, I can guarantee you Triple G hits harder than Earl Spence and definitely hits harder than Bud Crawford. So if Manny Pacquiao can get in there and take those shots with ease, there's no way Earl Spence or Bud, well, it's a little different with Bud, but there's no way Earl Spence will knock Manny Pacquiao out. I can tell you that. Bud's a little different because of the way he puts his punches together, but I think Earl Spence and Triple G, they're not the most active punchers, whereas a Bud will start off slow, but as the fight, he's kind of like a marathon runner that speeds up as he gets deeper into the marathon. You know, Bud will start to get more and more aggressive and come in as the fight goes on. And the more that you fight Bud, it looks like the more excited he gets to fight you. So it's a little different. I wouldn't say that Bud cannot knock out Pacquiao, but I can definitely say that the way that Earl Spence fights, if Triple G can't knock out Manny, I highly doubt Earl Spence will, because their punch output is going to be pretty similar. On top of that, Earl Spence isn't the best at cutting off the ring, chasing people, as was seen with Mikey. So You know, if Pacquiao, he can do herky-jerky where he comes in and out a lot. So it just depends on the Pacquiao that chooses the fighter or Spence. But like I said, if Pacquiao can make it all 12 rounds against Triple G and win, I highly doubt Errol Spence can knock him out. I don't think Errol Spence hits as hard, and I don't think he's going to put his punches together any better or any more than Triple G would. So I just don't see him going down to Errol Spence. But on the other hand, I mean, as you can tell how I talk, I think Bud is the number one welterweight. I mean, you could say Manny Pacquiao is the number one welterweight, and I have no problems with that because he's got more of a history. But if I'm going off of just like who I believe the best fighter, judging off of their skill set is, I think Bud is the best at the moment. If you want to go off of what they've done at welterweight, then you have to say Manny Pacquiao is the number one guy. I mean, truthfully, he didn't lose to Jeff Horn. He didn't lose to Bradley. He did lose to Marquez, but this is regardless. I won't get into how I feel the first three fights went and who I thought won. But if you go by paper, if you go by not opinion but reality, he beat Marquez 3 times before Marquez knocked him out in the 4th one. And before Marquez knocked him out, Pacquiao was beating the living shit out of Marquez. He was owning it from round 1 all the way up until he got knocked out. I mean, he was definitely dominating the fight. He just leaped into a punch, got caught, and got put to sleep. So outside of Marquez and Mayweather, I really don't have him losing for a very long time. A very long time. And he should have never got the Bradley loss. I mean, he proved that by beating Bradley 2 more times. And he should have never lost to Jeff Horn. I mean, damn, the referee was about to stop the fight. I believe it was like around the 9th round, 8th, 9th, somewhere in there. The ref kept looking in to stop the fight. And it was just one-sided. But that's what happens in boxing when you go into somebody's country, into their backyard. You could get robbed, and he got robbed. But that's regardless of the fact. The fact is, if Manny Pacquiao beats Triple G, I can't see how anybody can argue him not being a top 50 all-time great. And I could see openings of him being even higher, maybe top 20, top 15, top 10. I could entertain that if he wins a 9th division, because that's something, I mean, it's eight divisions is something that nobody's ever done. To go 9, I don't know if anybody will ever do 9 divisions. First off, you don't have a lot of guys who will come in at 112 pounds. That's the first thing. So I don't know if anybody will ever do 8 divisions, let alone 9 divisions if he does this. And if he does this, I mean, you've got to give credit where credit is due. Again, fuck that. Scratch that. Come back. If he beats Triple G, he's definitely a top 10 all-time great. Arguably, I could see Pac fans arguing him in the top 5. I could see the argument being made. I could really see it being made, especially being that he's 41 years old. Figure by the time he fights Triple G, he'll probably be 42 years old. Yeah, no. There's, like I said, arguably top 5 of all time if he beats Triple G. And I would probably have to place him in the top 10. All weight classes thrown away, just pure fighters. Top 10 of all time. And again, with Mayweather, I cannot place Mayweather anywhere near. Right now, currently, I don't even have Mayweather in my top 10 all-time great, because it's just, you'll have to watch that video. I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to make it about Manny versus Mayweather, because that seems to be what it always turns into when people talk about Pacquiao. It's always Mayweather. And I understand that, and I understand why I bring it up, and I understand why other people bring it up, is because these were arguably the best 2 of the era that they were in, which was the last era, because the new era is your Bud Crawford, your Errol Spence, etc. Can't say your Keith Thurmans because Pacquiao just beat him, but you know, that's your new era. From the past era, it was the Pacquiao-Mayweather era in welterweight, and of course, Mayweather won, but that's why it's brought up so much, because they actually fought, and we actually got to see who won, who lost. So, again, I'm not going to get into the whole thing with Mayweather, but legacy-wise, Pacquiao way beyond him, and if he does this at 9, a guy that Mayweather refused to fight pretty much, or I wouldn't say refused, because, you know, again, Mayweather's 147 pounds naturally. He's not a fucking middleweight fighter. He just didn't entertain it. He didn't see the point in going up there. Whereas Pacquiao, at 41 years old, going on 42, does see the point of going up there and does capture that title, hands down, top 10 all time. That's all I got to say. And again, I didn't want to keep making Manny Pacquiao videos back to back, because I believe this is the third one I've done in 4 days. But every day it seems to be something new here recently with Pacquiao. So again, I tip the invisible hat to you, sir. Pacquiao, if you do this, if you win 9 divisions, by far, there's nobody that can say you're not a top 10 all-time great. And again, I can see people arguing for top 5 all-time greats. I can see you being put in there with the Joe Lewises. I can see you being put in there with all of them. So, let me know what y'all think. Manny Pacquiao, Triple G. Is it going to happen? I'd rather see that fight than Bud. I'd rather see this fight than Spence, because this isn't a fight about who's dominant at welterweight. This is a fucking legacy fight. This is the type of fight that Pacquiao's not supposed to win, that Pacquiao's not supposed to take. That's the type of fight this is, and I think this fight right here trumps the welterweight division. Pacquiao's already solidified himself as a welterweight. He doesn't need to do more. This right here is a chance to be a 9-time, I shouldn't say 9-time, but have 9 different divisional titles. That's what this does. Go for the Triple G fight. I would much rather see this over Bud or Earl, regardless who people think will win or lose. It's the opportunities. Without great risk, there's no great reward, and this could be the greatest reward to his Hall of Fame placement of where he will be. Let me know what y'all think. Thank y'all for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, like, what do you mean he should go up fight Triple G? Triple G's too old. He needs to fight Earl. He needs to fight Crawford. Fuck the middleweight division. He's a welterweight. If that's how you feel, give it a thumbs down. If you like what you just listened to, please go ahead and sub to the channel, because that's what helps me out the most. And let me add this, because I always forget to add it. If you want to keep up to date with my content, you've got to click the bell icon as well. So many of my videos are not put out there by the bell icon because I can't see my analytics, and I think I only have like a 3% notification through the bell. So don't forget to hit the bell icon. I know when I sub to people, I always forget to press the bell icon. I don't even know why YouTube put it there, because if I sub to somebody, I want to see when they drop videos. I want to listen to them. I never think to press the bell icon. It's just dumb that we have to do an extra step to see people put up videos. So again, please hit the bell icon. Thank you all for watching.